How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys are having a great and exceptional evening. It's another beautiful day to be alive and to make money moves and all that good stuff. So, no complaints on this. And just going to go over a couple of things in regards to, celebrity culture is very, very, very popular, probably the most popular now in global history, not even just American history, but global history. Because, a lot of times, us Americans, we forget that there's a lot of actual celebrities that are across the ocean, whether it's the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, etc. There's people in Europe, Africa, Asia, Central South America that are big celebrities. You know what I mean? And I remember growing up, that old school show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous and whatnot, and it would show rich people's homes and things of that nature and the lifestyles that they live, whether if it was their homes, the cars they drove, the boats they have, the yachts and all that good stuff. I remember those things. And then it transitioned from there to MTV Cribs, back when MTV was actually a video channel. It went to MTV Cribs, and that's when you got to see your favorite rock star or your favorite actor, actress, and whatnot, your favorite rapper. This goes on and on. Your favorite reality TV star. You get to see their homes, whether how big or small it was. It's irrelevant. But I mean, heck, I remember the rapper Redman. He still had a house that was located basically in the hood and whatnot. He bought that house for like $20,000, $30,000, and that place now is worth $1 million. So we were laughing at him then, but now he who laughs first laughs last, if you know what I mean. But I digress. But anyways, I'm going to be talking about celebrities today, but I'm going to be talking about them from a business standpoint because that's what we do here. And Larry's Anything Goes. It's all going to revolve around business, assets, on financial level, social capital, the whole nine. It's gonna fall into those specific categories. Why? Because that's what matters when you have a healthy mind, you have a healthy body, you have a healthy a bank account. It all coexists with one another, and when you put all those things together, that's how you truly, at the end of the day, go out of your way to make money moves. Okay, because if you don't, it's like I said, make money moves or live broke like a fool. It's your choice at the end of the day, family. No one can make that choice for you. All right. Now, but I digress. So let's get into it, because it's late and I know people still have to go to work tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. So that's something to be happy about. The weekend is here, even though it's, we're past the quote unquote holidays. However, you still have a lot of people out here that are enjoying themselves. Vacation. I see my boy Theodore White. He's out there, him and his wife, family, they're out there having a great time on vacation, as it should be. You got to enjoy your life. You work hard, you got to play hard. I mean, heck, I'm going on vacation next week. I'm flying to Texas, and I'm going to play hard. I'm going to check out San Antonio for the first time, and I'm going to connect with my people in Houston, and we're going to make money moves, but have a good time at the same time. Because, like I said, life is too short when you're just always working. You got to be able to have that moment where we can just chill, sit back, chill, and appreciate the things in life and whatnot. So I'm going to go over 10 hip hop artists who've actually made a great significant amount of money outside of music. And the beautiful thing is the majority of these people came up during my era of hip hop music when I was a teenager and whatnot. Because the thing is, when I was a teenager during my time, I didn't just admire the rappers and the music or whatnot, but I admired the ownership. I could say I admired the ownership from the perspective of Master P, P Diddy, Russell Simmons, even Suge Knight, Jay Prince. The list goes on and on. And then from a Damon Dash to Jay-Z to Dipsets to Stay Pro. I mean, people that was all about the ownership and not just making good music and whatnot. That's what I admired, and I love to listen to the business aspect of it. So that's one thing I can just say with sincerity. All right, but anyways. And that's why Nipsey Hussle meant so much to me, because he was a visionary. Like people, like I was just talking about, having a good conversation around Samuel earlier. People that want to be basic and they only want to party, but they don't want to have, and they always just want to get into some kind of drama and nonsense for no reason. Keep them away from me. But anyways, Swiss Beats. Let's start with him. And the beautiful thing about Swiss Beats is when he first came out, as one of the best music producers to this day, first song I ever heard him produce was the song, the Rough Rider Anthem. Okay. And I did not realize until the last, I'd say past 3 years, how much of a business mogul Swiss Beats has become. And not only that, he's got the pleasure, if he has a great family, he's married to his great wife, Alicia Keys. But he has been doing great, and heck, his network has even quadrupled since the freaking pandemic. And I'm going to read all about what he's got going on. Article states that quarantine concerts were indefinitely changed when Swiss Beats and Timberland came up with the Versus TV, and that's still even going on to this day. Before pitting some of the industry's best artists against each other for some friendly competition, he earns his 150 million fortune through a multi-million-dollar partnership with Bacardi and his current role as sitting vice president of sports style marketing, design, and brand music development of sportswear juggernaut Reebok. Now, before I go to the next artist, one thing I really got to see what Swiss Beats was about from a business perspective when I heard him have a conversation on Drink Champs with Noriega. And DJ EFN. He said that he actually went to an Ivy League school. He was at a point in his life where he wanted to be able to learn more how the business world really works. So he went to one of the most prestigious business institutions. I believe it was Harvard. It was Harvard or Princeton, one or the other. But he went to one of the best business institutions, and he said a lot of information he knew, but a lot of the information he didn't know. And the biggest thing he got out of leaving one of these Ivy League institutions is not only how to become a better writer, but how to become a better critical thinker, especially from a business negotiation standpoint. He realized after going to school there, he's like that, that he thought he was playing chess. He was just playing a more advanced level of checkers. And now he's playing chess when it comes to business and how it goes. He's like, people think that they're tough when it comes to being in the streets and whatnot. But when you go into a business room, that's where the real tough guys and gals are. That's where the real gangsters are. And that's where certain people just don't realize that that's where the real power of negotiation takes place and whatnot. So I'll leave it at that. One thing I could say about even Diddy, with his parties that he has, most of the time he's having fun, but business negotiations are, and not only negotiations, but business deals are even taking place during his parties. Okay, so he's known for throwing the best parties, yet he's known for having the best business negotiation deals get done at his party. So to me, that's a win-win. Fun and business mixed into one. Sign me up. Okay, I'm just going to keep it real on that note. Now we're going to go to number 2, Dr. Dre, another guy that came up during my time and whatnot. I mean, I was a little kid when he first came out with MWA, but I've always had respect for Dr. Dre in regards to his business acronym on all levels and whatnot, and his willingness to mentor others and to ensure that he remains on top to where he is to this day. So nothing but love and respect for Dr. Dre. All right, family. Now, number 2 is Dr. Dre, Serena Williams, LeBron James, and Simone Biles. Besides being incredibly talented in their respective sport, they also have endorsement deals with Beats by Dre. That's why I'm mentioning those individuals. And they can thank Dr. Dre for that all at the same time. The article states that the former NWA member turned businessman released his first brand of Beats by Dre headphones back in 2008. I remember that. Big freaking deal. And then 6 years later, Apple acquired the company for $3 billion. Because Dr. Dre owned 25% of the company, he constantly took home. Therefore, he earned about $500 million from the deal per Forbes, and his net worth is valued at about $800 million. So I'm just saying, the fact in 2021 that I can still say that about Dr. Dre, it says a lot. You know what I mean? And I give nothing but love and respect to that, because the man has always he's always been about his business. He had his first, his rough times with NWA and the Jerry Heller nonsense, and then he had his rough times with the Death Row nonsense. And I just think after that, that was the point where he, I can't say for sure, but it looks like that was the point where he was like, look, I'm done with the nonsense. I'm only associating people who are serious about the business of music. Okay, not serious about being in the streets and whatnot. He's like, I'm past that. I've been there, grew up in Compton, California. I'm good. Okay, I'm not working this hard just so I can end up dead or in jail. So that's why I respect Dr. Dre. Number 3, Jay-Z, and his infamous verse in the Diamonds from Sierra Leone track goes, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Hey, he's been in the game, for over 25 years, and everybody knows he's one of the best lyricists around. And he's one of the best business men around all at the same time. He owns equity in SpaceX, Oakley, Ethos, Uber, and Sweetgreen, but he's the father of 3, the co-founder of the 40/40 Club franchise, launched sports management firm Rock Nation Sports in 2013. And of course, he acquired music streaming platform titled through $56 million deal in $56 million deal in 2015 to become the majority owner and whatnot. So, Jay-Z, he's been doing a great job of making money moves and not living broke like a fool. And, when he makes money, he just does it because he wants to. Kanye West, love him or hate him, Kanye West is a billionaire. So that's all I got to say. Dollars make sense, family. And the article states that, Kanye West would never have to make an album again if he didn't want to. He makes music now because he wants to. He doesn't have to if he doesn't want to, He has a success from Jeezy shoe line with Adidas. When you add his collaboration with Gap, he's in the fashion industry. Basically, Bloomberg reports that a Chicago native clothing deals at $3.2 to $4.7 billion and over net work at $6.6 billion. So like I said, money talks and everything else walks, and this isn't a glorification of all their millionaires and the billionaires and all that stuff. No, this is a glorification of you. Just because you started off doing something, you were successful at 1 or 2 specific things, doesn't mean that you only have to do those 1 to 2 specific things the rest of your life. If you're a good electrician or you're a good finance person, great. Does that mean is that the only thing you can exceed at for the rest of your life? Heck no. I'm just keeping it real on that note. I need that to be known. And to let the world know that you can exceed at many things in this life if you want to. But if you just listen to what society tells you or what your boss tells you, or even sometimes what your significant other tells you, a lot of times the people that we love put a limit on us and we don't even realize that. Okay. And therefore we end up putting a limit on ourselves. I think that's wrong. And we should never want to do that. You should never want to put the only limit you set for your life is yourself. Okay, no one else can set a limit for you, family. And I'm just gonna keep it real on that note. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep it real. Now we're gonna get to good old Mr. Rick Ross taking it down south. Okay, article states that Rick Ross projects don't amount to those of the aforementioned artists, but the 45-year-old is just getting started. And Rick Ross is a great businessman. He's another guy that never has to make any freaking music anymore. According to Complex, Rick Ross owns about 25 of the 1,500 Wingstop locations across the United States of America. Let me say that again. 25 Wingstop locations across the United States of America. The popular fast casual eatery is also going virtual in an effort to solve the increasing shortage of chicken wings. His new restaurant, Thigh Stop, features 10 flavors of chicken, though available exclusively on the brand's website and DoorDash. And I did notice that lately. So, Rick Ross, keep doing your thing. I mean, heck, they even made Coming to America 2 at his home down there in Georgia. So, it's just, like I said, I got a lot of love and respect for these people because they're just doing their thing outside of music, Because and the beautiful thing is about this, because this is a great thing for one specific reason. Because so many generations of musical artists that did not know or weren't about the business or didn't even try to connect with people because they just wanted to do music, they ended up either dead, in jail, or just broke. and whatnot, because all they knew was music. In today's world, if you're going to be anything, you got to have some sort of financial literacy. I don't care if you got a career. I don't care if you got a skilled trade. I don't care if you're a celebrity and you're in the music business. You have to know economics. You have to learn the one-on-one aspects of economics, business, and finance, and you have to learn it fast, because it's that old saying, you ride or you're going to get rolled on, family. Okay. And the thing is, the greatest thing about living in today's world is we are at the height of the information age, and there's so much access to good old social capital from an information standpoint. It's all about what you want to read, what you want to mentally consume, what the stuff that you want to actually view and whatnot, and the people that you associate with. Okay, there's a reason why these people are making money moves and still relevant in today's world. Okay, I'm talking about these people from the 80s and 90s. I'm still talking about in 2021, because they looked outside of the I'm only going to be good at making music or producing music box. You know, they didn't put a limit on themselves. Society tried to, but they said, screw the limit, screw the box. I'm going to go outside and see what else I can do. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Number 6, P. Diddy. Used to be known as Puff Daddy when he first came out during my time, when I was a teenager and whatnot. You know, he's a New York native, and he's really began his commercial endeavors outside of music back in '98 with the release of his clothing line, Sean John. I remember, heck, I still think I have a old pair of Sean John jeans somewhere. But did he also help develop vodka brand known as Ciroc in 2007, pocketing 50% of the profits in the process? Finally, the father of 6 owns a major capital share in Revolt TV, a music cable platform committed to highlighting creators of this generation. And heck, I got nothing but love and respect for it. Drake, not the biggest fan of his music, but the man is very talented. Okay. And the article states that, not only does he, have his big supply of Instagram captions and whatnot, but the God's Plans Corner launched his own spirits brand, Virginia Black Whiskey, in 2016, which can now be found in liquor stores worldwide. Drake founded his own record label, OVO Sound, in 2012, and they represent the likes of Cash Doll and Party Next Door. In 2017, the label joined forces with Warner Brothers. So, that's just what, and the thing is, 10 years from now, we'll still be talking about Drake. So I'm just going to keep it real on that aspect. 50 Cent, another guy that came out during when I first got out of high school and whatnot, early 2000s. Well, I think he's been out since the late 90s, but he really got big in the early 2000s and whatnot. Destined to be the mastermind businessman after he worked out a deal with Vitamin Water for a minority stake in the country in return for being their official spokesman and leading his likeness for the Formula 50 drink. Although the 21 Questions rapper sold it in 2017 for $60 million, 50 once owned minority stake in Effen Vodka. To further add to his resume, in 2018, he signed a massive partnership with cable network Stars, the home of his incredibly successful series Power. And, hey, love him or hate him, 50 Cent is a very successful man. I got nothing bad to say about him. And I'm just going to keep it real on that note, family. All right. Now, going down, Snoop Dogg, another guy that came out during my time, early 90s and whatnot. First started off with Death Row. Nothing but love and respect for Snoop Dogg. Love him or hate him. He's got his cannabis line that's happening for him. And, the name Snoop Dogg has been attached to it. And I would imagine that I know he owns a couple of dispensaries, and I'm sure he's going to open up more dispensaries. In 2015, he actually invested in Ease, a California-based company committed to delivering medical marijuana to doorsteps in 10 minutes or less. Additional projects include Mary Jane, a digital media platform that covers all topics relevant to the cannabis industry. The DOGG also dipped his toe in the world to plant-based food, working alongside Bayard Meat to help convince people to adopt a vegan lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, heck, one thing I can give respect to Snoop Dogg on is I noticed that he actually has his own studio, and I think it's near the airport and whatnot, LAX airport. But he actually has his own studio where content creators go there to utilize the space. He utilizes the space for his own content creation. He records music there and whatnot. It's basically his own little business hub. And, I got, like I said, for that, nothing but love and respect, because just given the fact that he is has created an atmosphere where not only creatives can come, but he's actually created an atmosphere for other people to actually be able to have jobs and whatnot, from a security standpoint, from an electronic standpoint, from a blue collar standpoint, from a creative standpoint, all that stuff. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day, family. Love it or hate it, it's all about being able to not only uplift yourself, but being able to uplift others all at the same time. I know others, think that's kind of corny, but it's like I was talking to Ron Sammy earlier, man. It's like we got to look out for each other from a mental perspective, from a spiritual perspective, and definitely from an economic perspective. And it's not always about you spending money, but it's always about you having, creating an atmosphere where there is some sort of social capital at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying, family? So that's just my personal opinion, and I just leave it at that. So hold on a second. I've been waiting for this video to upload forever. So all right, perfect. But yeah, at the end of the day, family, it's just it's a beautiful thing, and I love every single moment of it. All right. So but anyways, number 10, Nicki Minaj. Not the biggest fan of her, but she's a smart woman. I will say that much. Game, as the saying goes, game recognized game. So I'm not just gonna talk about the people that I like. I'm talking about the people that's on the list. So Nicki Minaj is no stranger to making money. Her chart-topping albums and features have definitely contributed to her more than $80 million fortune. $80 million. The world's richest female rapper lasted just one season on American Idol as a judge, but Nicki still took home $12 million for her services. So hey, like I said, money talks, everything else walks. Other deals that have added millions to the Starship's rappers' bank account include a sold-out collaboration with MAC Cosmetics and Pepsi's. So, like I said, once again, I got nothing but love and respect for it. Love it or hate it. You're doing your thing, you're making the moves. I got nothing bad to say about that. And the thing is, it's like you create an atmosphere where you create an atmosphere where not only moves are being made from an economic perspective, but you're actually helping in a sense, to actually help create jobs and whatnot, because you need people to help you manage these things. And if you're doing the right thing, then obviously you're helping create jobs in your community. So that's the only thing I would implore the rappers to do, or the former rappers or current rappers and whatnot to do, is to not only make money moves themselves, but make money moves for the people in the community, so that they can create the atmosphere where jobs can be created. Because that's the next thing. That's the thing that makes the most sense. One, and two, that's the thing that why people respect Nipsey Hussle so much, because he was actually creating jobs in his community and whatnot. Okay, I mean, heck, for God's sakes, when he got killed, unfortunately, that day, he had a gentleman that just came home from jail. They were actually trying to hook the gentleman up so that the guy could have some clothes so we could interview for jobs. So, that means a lot to me. That's, like I said, it's not about speeches anymore and make you feel good and tingly and whatnot. It's about economic actions and tangibles. If you're not talking that, you ain't talking nothing to me. I'm just gonna keep it real. All right. Now, on that note, family, before I end this night off, I just saw. I actually saw two more things, but this has to do with rappers. 2 Chainz and Juicy J. Okay, two people that once again came up. I remember the 3-6 Mafia days. I remember 2 Chainz when he was with part of the DTP, Disturbing the Peace family with Ludacris. Like I said, going back, but it's nice to see that this is happening, because they were actually Juicy J was actually contemplating on putting. Investing into jewelry, but he decided to invest in solar energy merger worth about $2 billion. Okay, that's making a money move right there, family. $2 billion. Okay, 2 Chainz and Juicy J are in the solar game. And according to Vibe, the Atlanta-based rapper and Oscar-winning 3-6 Mafia founder has invested in a solar energy merger that's reported worth $2 billion. And the outlet reports that the two rappers have invested in Helogen, which will particularly, which actually partners with SPAC Ethna Technology Acquisition Corporation, led by Phyllis Newhouse, one of the most powerful Black women in the cybersecurity industry, and founder and CEO of Extreme Solutions. Both rappers announced their participation in the merger on their respective social media accounts. Okay, Juicy J was the first to make the announcement, claiming that he was going to initially invest the money into jewelry before deciding to invest in solar energy instead. I implore this. I implore them. I got nothing but love and respect for them doing this, and it's just one of those things. It's like I'm glad to see that they're doing this, and this isn't going to be pushed out on the media that much because it's actually a positive thing. But I'm just glad to see that more and more rap artists who are known to make a lot of money not squander it and waste it, and they're actually creating atmospheres to create generational wealth for their family members and the people around them. So continue the great work, all right, family. And last but definitely not least, I just came up on my radar because I remember talking about Marshawn Lynch doing this, but it's nice to see that some younger rookie football players, as you know me, I'm only going to talk about people in the NFL if there's money moves being made. Rookies Justin Fields and Kyle Pitts plan on saving their NFL paychecks. Okay, their NFL salaries will be invested as both plan to live off endorsement money. And I hope these young gentlemen not only save their checks, but they get with good financial advisors on how to not only invest their money, but I hope that they actually get around business-like / minded people as from a mentorship perspective, so that they can see what kind of businesses that they can invest in, so they can make that good old what they call mailbox money. All right, so that they can create that atmosphere where there's multiple streams of income, especially if they get hurt playing football. That's all I have to say about that. On that note, family, I just wanted to keep it real and just get to the meat and potatoes of it all this evening, because at the end of the day, these things aren't, to me, they're not talked about enough in the media, and because it's positive, and it's like we were talking about earlier with Ronald Samuel. If it's positive, it's not going to get talked about that much, so that's just what it is. Positivity doesn't sell. So on that note, family, I hope you guys have a great night. It's been a good day, and we're going to keep this train going. Don't forget to do the great 2, 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great night, family. It's been a good day. And don't forget to check out the online store. If you're a crypto investor, do not forget to check out the Gold Standard Partners, all that good stuff. You have the opportunity to not only buy cryptocurrency, but you have the opportunity to invest in it, for others do the same thing, and be able to make money off the crypto purchases and the package purchases. All right. On that note, family, I will see y'all later. Take care.